Hi everybody, it's Crystal. I'm going to show you how to make this dress. It's real easy. It'll take me a couple days though. There's lots of stitches in these ruffles. But it's real easy. I made mine for a size 18 months or so, and I used a little over 700 yards of yarn. So if you're going to make it bigger than mine, you'll probably need more, but it did take quite a bit of yarn. But I can show you real quick how I measured for my size with my mannequin here. All I did was I made a chain to fit all the way around, under the back and up across the front, right underneath the armpit area, and you know, to where it was a little bit loose. But that's where I made my chain. There's no specific number of stitches that you have to start with, so any number of chains work. So if you have your child, you could just make a chain and measure it right up under the armpit area. And of course, if you're going to make it bigger, you'll have to make your the top part longer and this part longer than mine. But it's real easy to adjust the size. The straps, you just adjust to up and over. See, I just always make my items to fit the mannequin that I'm making. And in order for me to do it in different sizes, I'm not that good, so I would have to make this dress for each size mannequin. You know what I mean? It would take me forever. So the best I can do is kind of just show you how I figure up the measurement, because I'm not good at figuring out the number of chains per size. I'm not that good. So, but I just measure here, and that's how I did it. It's real easy. I think you'll be able to make it any size that you want. So let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, for this project I'm using Peaches and Cream. It's a 100% 4-ply cotton yarn, but you don't have to use cotton. You can use any type of 4-ply yarn that you have. And I'm going to be using a size I, which is a 5.5mm crochet hook. Okay, you can adjust this to any size real easy. I'm going to make mine to fit about 18 months. So I'll show you how to change the size with my mannequin here. What you want to do is make your beginning chain. It doesn't have to be in any certain number of stitches. You just want to measure it to where it goes up underneath, so you can see the armpit of the child. And see, my chain's touching, and there's still plenty of room to put fingers through and stuff. You don't want it like super tight, so you can make it for any size. But for the size that I'm making, the 18 months or so, I'm going to start with a chain of 55. But once you get the number of chains that you want, without twisting your chain, I'm going to slip stitch into the very first stitch down here on this end. Go right through it and slip stitch like that. Let me fix that. Got all tangled up there. Okay, once you get your once you slip stitch into your first stitch it's forming a larger ring. Then what you want to do is do a chain of 2, and that's going to count as a half double crochet. And now I'm going to go along and I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in every stitch of the chain. Half doubles is what we're working. So just like that, 1 half double in each stitch, and you want to do that until you get all the way back around, back to your beginning. Okay, once you make it all the way back around, now what you're going to need is some type of stitch marker. I'm just going to use this piece of yarn here. So I'm going to be working in the round now, half double crochets in the round, which means I'm not going to slip stitch and start again. I'm just going to continue putting half double crochets. So what I'm going to do is put a half double crochet into the top stitch of this beginning chain 2. But I'm going to put a stitch marker here so I know where I begin and where I end, because when you work in the round sometimes you lose your spot. So now I'm just going to yarn over and go onto the top of that chain 2 and half double, and now I'm just going to work my way around, putting 1 half double crochet in every stitch, just like that. So I'm going to do this 1 half double in every stitch all the way back around until I get to my stitch marker again. Okay, when you make it back around again, what you want to do is just when you make it back to your stitch marker, you just pull your stitch marker out and move it up, and then you just continue around again, putting 1 half double crochet in every stitch. And I'm just going to keep doing rounds of half double crochets until I get it big enough for the body part of the dress. So I'm going to continue going around, and I'll let you know here in just a minute how many rows of half double crochets that I do. Okay, I went ahead and did a total of 9 rows, and I'm going to actually do a color change here because I'm going to put a big ribbon on it at the end, and I want to make this look like part of the ribbon. So since I'm working in a round, I want to even this round out first before I do a color change. So I made it back to the stitch marker. So what I'm going to do is single crochet into the next stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the next, like that. And this is where I'll start my new color. And I just clipped this color off, and I'm just going to start my new color in the same spot I just slip stitched into. And I'm just going to chain 2, and I'm going to go around, and I'm going to do 2 more rows of 1 half double crochet in each stitch, or 2 more rounds. But if you don't want to put, you can make this all the same color if you want. It's completely up to you. But I did, for my size, I did 9, and then I'm doing 2 more for a total of 11. So I'm going to go ahead and go around and do my 2 rows of half doubles in this color, and I'll meet you back up here when I'm finished. Okay, I made it back around after my 2 rows to make this little band here. I made it back to the beginning, so I'm going to close this round off again by single crocheting in the next stitch, and then slip stitching in the next. And I'm going to tie this off. I clipped it, and now I'm going to go back to my other color, and I'm going to start working on the skirt part of the dress. So you can start in any stitch that you want, doesn't matter really. Go ahead and pull through. Now I'm going to be working double crochets. So I'm going to start with a chain 3, and that's going to count as 1 double crochet. And I'm going to go back in that same stitch, and I'm going to work 2 more double crochets, all into that very same stitch that we just started into. So counting that chain 3, we have 3 double crochets in that first stitch. Now I'm going to work my way around, putting 3 double crochets in every single stitch, all the way around, just like that. And remember, we're not working half doubles anymore, we're working just regular doubles, and I'm putting 3 in each stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that, and I'll meet you back around at the beginning here in just a second. Okay, once you make it around, after putting 3 double crochets in every stitch, you want to slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain 3, like that. Oh, now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to chain 3, and that counts as a double crochet. I'm going to go back into the same stitch and put another double crochet, like that. Now I'm going to work my way around this time, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets in every stitch. Not 3, but 2 this time. Just like that. All the way around. 2 double crochets in each stitch until you get back to your starting point. Okay, once you make it back around after putting 2 double crochets in every stitch, what you want to do now, and from here on out, is we slip stitch into the beginning chain 3, and then we chain 3 again. So from now on, it's just 1 double crochet in every stitch. All the way around, 1 double. And that's, you just keep working rows of like this, of 1 double crochet in each stitch. And you do this, 1 double crochet in each stitch, rows of that, until you get the length that you want it to be. Now you can make it as long as you want. I did a total of 9 rows of just, I went ahead and worked ahead. I did 9 rows of just the 1 double crochet in each stitch, plus the row of the 2 double crochets and the row of the 3 double crochets, for a total of 11 rows altogether. But you can definitely do as many as you want. And when you get finished there, you just slip stitch into your beginning chain 3 and tie it off. Like that. And I'm going to go around the bottom, put a little bit of, I'm going to do a picot edging around. So I'm going to start with my new color. You can do the same color if you want. It's up to you. You can start in any stitch. I'm just going to kind of start here where I left off. And go ahead and pull it through. And then I'm going to start by chaining 1. And I'm going to go back into that same stitch and single crochet. Oops. Now I'm going to go to the next stitch, and I'm going to do a picot stitch. So what I'm going to do is single crochet, and then I'm going to do a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go back into the top of the stitch. I kind of go through this loop and that loop like that, and slip stitch. And that's going to put like a little point or a little ball, kind of. Now you just go to the next, directly to the next stitch, and single crochet again. So it kind of made that. So now I'm gonna go to the next stitch and do another picot. So I'm gonna single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm gonna go back into the top of the stitch. I go through this loop and then this loop, and then slip stitch. Like that. And then go to the next stitch and single crochet. That kind of locks that picot down by doing that. And that's kind of how you do the picot stitch. Pretty easy. The next stitch, do another one, single crochet, chain 3, go back and slip stitch. I go through these 2 loops, like that, and then single crochet into the next stitch, just like that. So I'm just going to repeat this all the way back until I get to the beginning. Okay, once you made it, sorry about the different table. My little guy's sleeping on the bed. It's in my office, so I just came to the kitchen table, so I didn't wake him up. But after you go all the way around with this picot edging, all you do is slip stitch into your first single crochet, and then you can tie that off. And then what I did was I went and did the exact same thing, the same edging, right around the top too. And again, you don't have to do that if you don't want, but that's just what I did. So the same thing is here, is what's down here. And now I'm going to start on the straps. And if you're making a different size than I am, just adjust the straps to your size. That'll fit over the shoulders. But I'm going to start with a chain of 35 for my size. And you want to start with, leave a long tail so we can sew it with that. Go ahead and do a chain of 35. And once you get your chain made, all I'm going to do is do single crochet all the way down it. So I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. And now I'm going to put one single crochet in every stitch of the chain. Just like that. All the way to the end of your chain. And then when you make it to the end of your chain, I got one stitch left. I'm going to put 2 stitches in this last stitch. So one single crochet, and then I'm going to put another single crochet in the same stitch. And now I'm just going to kind of work on the other side of the chain now. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to do one single crochet again on this side of the chain. Just like this. And I'm going to do this all the way back up till I get back to my starting point. Just like that. Okay, when you get to the end on this side, I'm going to put 2 single crochets in this end. And then I'm going to slip stitch in this very first single crochet. And I'm going to cut a long tail again and tie this off. And when you work on both sides of the chains like that, you can see that it kind of has gaps open a little bit in the middle. What I do is I take my tail and my yarn needle here and I just flip it over and I just kind of sew my tail up the middle so it kind of hides that a little bit. Like this. And I'll do this all the way up, and when you flip it, then it kind of hides the holes. So I'm going to do that all the way up, sew my tail up this middle. Now to sew the straps on, I don't have really any specific count that I do. I just kind of eyeball it, and I just try to get it, have about the same spacing on each side. So just do the best you can on, I mean, they don't have to be perfect, so. But just to sew them on, I just kind of sew them on neatly with my yarn needle. Nice and neat. And you want to sew them on pretty tight. Just like this. So I'm going to sew this side and then flip it over and sew it like here from the inside, and then I'm going to put my other strap on and do it the same way on the inside of the dress, just like that. Okay, once you get the straps done, you can be done if you want. I'm actually going to make a bow to put on mine. So I just started with a chain of 42, and I'm going to half double crochet in the 3rd stitch from the hook. Half double. like that. Now I'm going to work down the chain, putting a half double crochet in each stitch. Just like this. So basically it's kind of just like, we're going to do kind of the same thing we did with the straps, except for I'm doing half double crochets. And I made my chain a little larger, but so 1 half double crochet in every stitch all the way down. Okay, when I get to the end chain, I'm going to put 2 half double crochets in the last stitch. And then I'm just going to work on the opposite side of the chain again, putting 1 half double crochet in every stitch until I get to the other end. Just like that. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put 2 half doubles in this end. Yeah, so I got 2 in that last stitch, and then I'm going to slip stitch right over here. There should be like a chain 2 or somewhere right over here. It doesn't have to be really perfect because you're not, it's going to be like that just to close it off, and then flip it. Now I'm just going to take my tail and fold it up and just kind of stitch these 2 ends together a little bit. Now you're not really going to be able to see these ends, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just to kind of hold them together. Just a couple times. Just like that. And then get it centered, and then take this and kind of make sure both your that is equal. And then I kind of just wrap this. Wrap it. I didn't make my tail long enough, so I just tied another piece on. You're not going to be able to see it because you want to wrap it quite a bit to make a nice center. Just like this. Wrap it kind of tight. And that's kind of what mine looks like. I'll have to fix it up a little bit, but I kind of left a tail here so I can sew it on. And I'm going to set this aside for now. And I'm going to make 2 more, I'm going to make like tails for this. And I'm going to do it the same way. You can make them as long as you want. I'm going to start with like a chain of 20, 25, something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to make them the same way. I'm going to yarn over and half double crochet in the 3rd stitch from the hook, and half double crochet in every stitch. And then when I get to the end, I'm just going to put 2 in the end stitch, just like we just did, and go back up it again with half double crochets. If you want to make one of your tails of the ribbon longer than the other, you can do that. That's what I'll probably do. So probably like, I think this one was a chain of 25. I'll probably make my next one like a chain of 20, and then start again just like this. So go ahead and make 2 ribbon tails, just like we've been doing. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of sewing this stuff onto the dress. Similar the same way we kind of sewed the handles on. I'm putting my little bow ribbons, or bow tails, sewing them on. However you want them, you place them however you want. And then I'm just going to sew them on the same way. And then I'm going to sew my ribbon on the same way, just with my yarn needle. Just go just like this through the dress, and I'm going to do it till it's real tight. You want to make sure they're sewed on real good. You don't want them coming off or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my stuff sewed on. Okay, that's it. I got my bow sewed on. And that was probably the hardest part of the whole thing, sewing that bow on, getting it straight. But I got it sewn on, and I put little stitches here and here so it stays put. But that's it. That's all there is to it. I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And please don't forget to check me out on Facebook. And also don't forget to check out all my other tutorials I got. I got hundreds of them. So until next time, have a good day.